My name is Ruth. I stay here 23, but I do my business at the Longwe Market. And I sold their beans, dry beans and fresh beans. And now we are going to just to buy dry beans here. I'll do the same work to sell the beans. Those I'm going to buy today.
A lot of the food provisioning and exchange in cities is done informally, just sort of on this individualized level. It's highly decentralized, and it provides a livelihood for a lot of people. I think that often the value of that is sort of dismissed because people are working in the informal sector. They're not well organized, it's individualized, they don't have sort of any mechanisms for advocating for themselves. But these people are feeding cities.
How much is a kg?
It's 370 and it's 400.
We, as outsiders, can sort of bring our perspectives and our tools to figuring out how the city food system can adapt and grow so that people have better access to food moving forward, and so that those livelihoods are supported because they're really important in terms of feeding cities.
Just go now. And if you pay this one, we'll give you 100 kwacha. It's a good day because we take there's no any problem I get it today. Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. I bought red beans and white beans for 7,700, and they are going to store those beans. I don't know the profit I can get it. I don't know how is it going on in the business. Now after this buying fresh beans, we are just going to buy dry beans at Kawali. Yes. Or I'm taking the beans to stock market.
Small and medium trade in Longwe, enterprise trade actually, yeah, it's flourishing. However, as a council, it becomes very difficult for us to monitor the trend as to the growth, or else maybe the challenges those people are meeting, because we really don't have that particular mechanism whereby we are able to follow up on such issues.
Some of the common problems that they're dealing with are storage issues. A lot of times they have to haul their legumes back and forth to the market. People sort of pile into the backs of these trucks. Everybody's responsible for moving their beans back and forth, and so the traders are bearing the costs of that, both in terms of the transport costs and time away from markets.
Now, security of the traders themselves also becomes a problem. For example, for those who are selling their goods just along the M1 road near St. John's, you'll find that it's just beside the road. Sometimes cars lose brakes, etc. they can be involved in accidents, things like that. We have to look into those issues.
I know that when you worked with Ruth, she had a pretty decent place at the market. And she also had somebody that was guarding that market at night. Now that's not the case for a lot of people working in that sector. They often, storage is a real problem. So the beans are getting affected and they're going to waste because they're getting destroyed by environmental conditions. Lots of pests. A lot of people complain of weevils. Some people complain of rodent pests. That was less common than the weevils, but it definitely is an issue.
The most important thing in terms of the problem that we encounter is sanitation. There are places which are not firstly designated. Therefore, as a council, we don't have maybe a public toilet there, yet it's a public place. We don't have water there, yet they will need the water, etc.
We could see in a lot of the markets had some pretty major hygiene issues. There's not running water in markets. You can imagine how they would be in the rainy season. And I think that's in part due to the idea that we don't really understand, we haven't really well articulated the value of the informal or traditional sector in feeding cities.
On average, I can say average of maybe 5,000 or 6,000 per day. Yes, of each. We have different people, customers to come here to buy, and we have only a few really customers to come here to buy. They buy mostly 3,000, 4,000 if they come here. Yeah. We took these beans from Gender. They use for what? Cooking as a relish. We eat with steamer. Groundnuts they use to use as a bread to drink for tea, and we have a fresh bean and popcorn. People they are making as what? As the same as maize. Green beans is the same as beans. We use as a relish. They took this millet, sorghum, and soya, and the groundnuts. They mixed, and they take 5 liters of maize. They mixed it and they make a flour to cook for porridge for young children. Tomatoes, it doesn't give me any profit. You go today to buy tomatoes and you came with it. After 3 days, it comes broken, and we remove so much tomatoes in the bush. That's why I changed to make this business here.
Ruth was responsible for a lot of people in her household. She is taking care of several of her grandchildren. So she has a lot of responsibility on her own, she bears the brunt of sort of the demands at the house and at the market. And I think that's true for a lot of people working in the informal sector.
I made to change the business because my problem, as I told you, that I have got a problem in our family that my leaders has already gone to graveyard and they left the young child that I must look after them. That's why I stopped to go to buy onions. I start this one because I buy here and we just stay here. We never went far away.
It's so labor intensive to find these legumes. It seems like there would be opportunities for better aggregation because people were going so far and wide to get legumes. They were going into Mozambique.
This business, some days ago it was running away. It rushes. But nowadays, because maybe most people they say that because of the valuation of the money, things are very expensive. So people they just come few to do what the business is, to buy things here.
So being an organization which is mandated to make sure that we are providing a conducive environment for business in the city, that's why we wanted actually to come up with this local revenue enhancement plan for us actually to have a guided guideline, or actually like a map for us to follow in terms of actually implementing our strategies as well as activities in helping the traders to have a conducive environment for business. Right now, what we are doing is actually find out ways as to how we can still use the existing space to accommodate even the others that are actually selling in illegal places.
They said that they can't pay tax because other people, they just move there to sell their goods in the street. They ask the mayor to remove those people to come the same place to sell the things, because those who are selling here, they never get anything. Those who are selling some more goods is those who selling at the streets. Yeah.
But we have also actually found some new places whereby we can actually put these people. In fact, there has already been identified, plans have been made, but what is actually remaining is for us now to communicate to the vendors to go to that places and then start trading.
My overall sense is that there is space for growth in that market, especially, one of the ideas about urbanization, or one of the qualities of urbanization, is that people from different parts of Malawi will be moving into Lilongwe. Lilongwe is really quick growing place, and as people move in from the south or find different opportunities in Lilongwe, they're going to bring their food preferences with them. It's a Herculean task what bean traders in specific and food traders as a whole are doing. They're moving, their individual selves moving food from outside the city to into the city. And because the bargaining environment is so intense within the city, they really don't have huge margins. And I think that as researchers, we have a responsibility in terms of being able to articulate that value better. And then as outsiders, we also have, I think we have an important role as outsiders in being able to bring resources to improving the sector as it moves forward and has to deal with the growth of the cities and additional challenges that are related to climate change or resource scarcities. And there's a lot to do.